Mr. Commissioner, we saw about the 3 billion loan to 10 neighborhood countries last week. But what are the strings attached to this loan? What do these countries need to do to get this money?
Indeed. So what we have decided is 3 billion euros of macrofinancial assistance to 10 neighboring countries. So basically to provide solidarity with EU's neighborhood during this difficult period. In terms of conditionality, actually the conditionality is lighter than for normal macrofinancial assistance programs because first, we are not expecting fully fledged IMF program to be in line. It's also possible to have some kind of IMF for precautionary programs or rapid finance facilities in place, which are also lighter in conditions. And second, also due to exceptional circumstances, we see those programs as shorter, so 1-year programs with potentially 2 disbursements. So the first disbursement normally would come without any conditions, and the conditionality for a second disbursement would be lighter than normally.
But why should these countries accept EU money when they can get cheap credit from China or Russia instead?
Well, first of all, what I would like to outline, we are here not in a competition with other potential creditors, and we are not aiming to cover all external financing needs of those member states. Actually, to the contrary, this is something which is to be seen in a context of other loans. Those member states will be receiving financing needs, presence, as I said, of IMF programs. What is the advantage of EU's macrofinancial assistance programs? That we are basically borrowing this money ourselves, and EU is able to borrow money with a AAA rating, so with very favorable terms. And we are passing the money with pretty much same conditions, while adding some small administrative fee. So the cost of financing is actually quite advantageous for those neighborhood countries which are receiving this assistance.
But still, though, those countries will be having more debts if they take all these loans. Isn't that a problem?
Well, the idea here is that macrofinancial assistance is helping those countries to cover their external financing needs. So those external financing needs are anyway there because all countries are now affected by coronavirus pandemics, how correspondingly additional expenditure related to this, how economic slowdown, if not recession, as a result of restrictive measures taken. So financing needs are increased, and macrofinancial assistance programs allows to cover those financing needs with much lower interest rates than those countries are normally able to get in the market.
But there are some countries that are not participating, most notably Serbia, Belarus, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Why not?
Well, first of all, most of those countries have not requested macrofinancial assistance programs. Correspondingly, they have not requested also IMF precautionary programs, and at least currently the intention seems to be that those countries will be covering their financing needs from the market. As regards Belarus, Belarus actually has expressed interest in macrofinancial assistance program, so we are in close contact with Belarusian authorities. Of course, there are certain also political preconditions to be met, but also in this case Belarus needs to seek and reach also at least IMF precautionary financing.
Finally, a question on Bulgaria, if I may. They have applied to join the famous Eurozone waiting room. Has the official procedure started, and can we expect a positive answer, and when?
Well, indeed, as regards Bulgaria joining the exchange rate mechanism 2, or as you said, which is basically Eurozone waiting room, well, we are working closely with Bulgarian authorities. They entered a number of pre-commitments in order to ensure positive decision on their ERM2 accession. Pretty much the only pre-commitment which still needs to be completed relates to recapitalization of a certain bank in Bulgaria. This is a pre-commitment which European Central Bank is monitoring, and subject to successful recapitalization operation, one can work towards a positive decision on Bulgaria's ERM2 accession in July, alongside with Croatia.
So you're quite positive that in some future Bulgaria can be a full Eurozone member?
Well, what we see is that Bulgaria is working very seriously on this, and as I said, almost all the pre-commitments Bulgaria has entered into had been delivered. So there is one outstanding issue which is currently being worked on concerning the bank recapitalization.